From sleeping 9 kids in one room to becoming a knight, Conrad Hunte's story will shock you. A tiny house in rural Barbados. 9 children squeezed into one single room. No shoes, no proper food, just a dream and a cricket bat made from palm leaves. This is where our story begins. The year is 1938. 6-year-old Conrad Hunte is already playing cricket with village boys using a bat made from tree branches. But here's the crazy part. This same kid would one day shake hands with queens, win matches for his country, and change thousands of lives across 2 continents, then die tragically doing what he loved most. Stay with me. Because Conrad Hunte's journey from extreme poverty to international fame is unlike anything you've heard before. Let's start with the brutal truth about Conrad's childhood. Conrad was born in rural St. Andrew Parish in the north of Barbados. His dad worked on sugar plantations, back-breaking work under the burning Caribbean sun. The family was dirt poor, one of 9 children. Conrad grew up in a one-room house. Think about that for a second. 9 kids, 1 room. Most kids in his situation would give up on school. But Conrad's father was different. By the time he was 6 years old, he was required to walk barefoot each day to school. Barefoot. Every single day. His parents made many sacrifices to give their firstborn a good education. Can you imagine the pressure? Being the oldest of 9 kids, carrying the hopes of your entire family. But here's where it gets interesting. Young Conrad had other ideas. As a young boy, he loved cricket more than his studies. This made his father very angry. His dad wanted him to focus on books. Conrad wanted to focus on cricket. This wasn't just casual playing around. Even at 6 years old, Conrad was serious about the game. He was playing cricket with the village boys, using a bat made from palm tree branches. Palm branches. Let that sink in. While rich kids had proper equipment, Conrad was making magic with tree parts. But talent will always find a way to shine. As Conrad grew older, something amazing started happening. His cricket skills were becoming impossible to ignore. Conrad captained the school team in his last 3 years. Then came the breakthrough moment. In his final year at school, Conrad was asked to play for a new club, the Belle Plaine Sports and Social Club. This was it. His ticket out of poverty was right there in his hands. But the journey to the top was far from over. After school, Conrad faced the same problem millions face today. Talent without opportunity means nothing. So what did he do? He got creative. Conrad decided to try his luck in England, but not as a cricket star. He worked at a bus plant and cotton mill in Lancashire. Picture this young man from the Caribbean, working in cold, industrial England just to survive. But Conrad was smart. He wasn't just working random jobs. He was picked up by Leyland Motors Cricket Club in the Northern League. This was his plan. Work during the day, play cricket whenever possible. And it worked. The next year, Conrad was contracted by Enfield Cricket Club in the Lancashire League. Here's what separates champions from everyone else. Unlike most players who kept changing teams, Conrad stayed at the same club for 6 seasons. 6 seasons of hard work. 6 seasons of proving himself. The results? In 1959, Conrad set a club record for the most runs scored in a season. Records don't lie. Conrad was ready for the big stage. When Conrad moved to England, he told the selectors of the West Indies team that he was available to tour England in 1957 if they chose him. Think about the confidence that took. A young man from a one-room house telling international selectors he was ready to represent his country. But Conrad wasn't just talking. He was backing it up with performance after performance. Then it happened. The call every cricket player dreams of. Conrad Hunte was selected for the West Indies team. His first test match came in 1958, and not just any debut. He scored 142 runs in his very first test match at Kensington Oval in Barbados, the same island where he grew up in poverty. Can you imagine that moment? Walking out to bat for your country on the same island where you once walked barefoot to school? But this was just the beginning of Conrad's amazing cricket career. Conrad didn't just play for the West Indies. He became one of their most reliable players. Over his career, he played 44 test matches as an opening batsman. But here's what made him special. In the final match at the Oval, West Indies had to avoid defeat to win the series, and Conrad's extremely solid 108 not out helped West Indies to a comfortable success by 8 wickets. This wasn't just any match. This was pressure cricket at its highest level. When his team needed him most, Conrad delivered. He became vice-captain of the West Indies team from 1962 to 1967. Think about that journey. From a sugar plantation worker's son to leading one of the world's best cricket teams. But success in cricket was only part of Conrad's story. What happened next would change his life forever. The year was 1961. The West Indies cricket team was touring Australia. During West Indies' tour of Australia, he saw a film about a Christian organization called Moral Rearmament. This single film changed everything for Conrad. He had committed his life since 1961 to moral rearmament. Most athletes focus only on their sport. Conrad saw something bigger. He realized his cricket fame wasn't just about personal glory. It was a platform to help others. This wasn't just a phase or a publicity stunt. Conrad was serious about making a real difference in the world, and he was about to prove it in the most unexpected way. After retiring from cricket, most players fade into comfortable retirement. Not Conrad. He had a bigger mission in mind, and it would take him to one of the most challenging places on earth, South Africa. During the final years of apartheid, thousands and thousands of young South Africans are better because of his influence, said Ali Bacher, head of cricket in South Africa. But what exactly was Conrad doing there? He wasn't just giving cricket coaching sessions. Conrad spent 7 years in South Africa working in black townships, officially as a coach, but mainly motivating young people who had lost hope. Think about this. A man who had escaped poverty could have lived comfortably anywhere in the world. Instead, he chose to work in some of the toughest conditions you can imagine. Why? Because Conrad understood something most people don't. Success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about what you give back. His work was so impressive that he was quietly funded by the MCC for his social efforts. This wasn't charity work. This was recognized professional community development. The world noticed Conrad's amazing work. He was knighted in 1998 for his contributions, Sir Conrad Hunte, from a one-room house in Barbados to British knighthood. If that's not an amazing success story, I don't know what is. But Conrad wasn't done yet. He returned to Barbados as president of the country's cricket association in 1999. Full circle. The boy who learned cricket with palm tree bats was now leading cricket development in his home country. Everything seemed perfect. Conrad was 67 years old. He had achieved everything a person could dream of. International cricket career, knighthood, respected worldwide for his social work. He was healthy, active, and still passionate about helping others. But fate had other plans. December 3rd, 1999. Sydney, Australia. Conrad was there as a keynote speaker at a moral rearmament conference. Even at 67, he was still traveling the world, still inspiring people, still making a difference. That morning, he decided to play tennis with friends. On December 3rd, he was playing tennis with friends, when, with no warning at all, he collapsed and died. He had a heart attack while playing tennis with friends in Sydney. Just like that. A man who had overcome every obstacle life could throw at him. A man who had inspired thousands of people across multiple continents. Gone in an instant. Sir Conrad. Cleophas Hunte died of a heart attack after playing tennis in Sydney on December 3, 1999, aged 67. The tragic irony? Conrad died doing what he loved, staying active and healthy. The apparently fit and healthy man had just delivered another keynote speech about hope and change. Conrad's death shocked the cricket world and beyond. Conrad Hunte will be remembered, as a smart man who brought dignity and compassion to cricket when it was needed most. But his real legacy goes far deeper than cricket statistics. Think about his amazing journey. Born into extreme poverty on a sugar plantation, one of 9 children in a one-room house, walked barefoot to school every day, made cricket bats from palm tree branches, worked in factories to survive, became a Test cricket star, led his country as vice captain, dedicated his life to helping others, worked in apartheid South Africa's townships, received a knighthood for his service, died still serving others at age 67. Thousands and thousands of young South Africans are better because of his influence. That's the real measure of success. Conrad proved that your starting point doesn't determine your ending point. He showed that true success isn't just about what you achieve for yourself, it's about what you do for others. Conrad Hunte's story teaches us several powerful lessons. First, never let poverty limit your dreams. Conrad could have accepted his circumstances. Instead, he used them as fuel for his ambition. Second, talent without hard work means nothing. Conrad didn't just rely on natural ability. He worked for 6 seasons at the same club, setting records and proving himself every single day. Third, success should be a platform to help others. Once Conrad achieved cricket fame, he could have just enjoyed the rewards. Instead, he used his position to make a real difference in the world. Fourth, it's never too late to find your true purpose. Conrad discovered his calling to help others. In 1961, well into his cricket career, he then spent the rest of his life living that purpose. Finally, a meaningful life is measured by the people you help, not the records you set. Conrad's cricket achievements were impressive, but his real legacy is the thousands of young people he inspired across the Caribbean and South Africa. Story is more than just an amazing journey from poverty to success. It's a blueprint for how to live a meaningful life. He showed us that circumstances don't define you, choices do. He proved that real champions don't just win games, they change lives. And even though his life ended tragically on that tennis court in Sydney, his legacy continues to inspire people around the world. The next time you face a challenge that seems impossible, remember the boy with the palm tree cricket bat. Remember, the man who turned every obstacle into an opportunity. Remember Sir Conrad Hunte. Subscribe if this amazing journey inspired you, and share Conrad's story with someone who needs to hear it today.